Guys, so if you're just tuning in, this is Michael's first workout back, and it's actually back. But he's using all the spinning handles. This will really be that bicep out. We're going to see maintenance weight, his normal workout. Thank you guys for tuning in.
It's just a normal maintenance. I mean, like, so let's just say, for example, 150 pounds lat pull down, 150 pounds seated rows. My best circuit ever in preparation for Dave Chafee, Jerry Carteret. I did this circuit 260 pounds.
Oh, shoot. And how much are we using today?
150.
150.
This,
Okay.
This is my maintenance. This is what I'm doing. I'm just chilling.
Now, is this maintenance on these? How much weight's on your wrist rolls?
45 on here now. I can't be for sure. Normally, I'll go up to maybe 55, 60, but I made that cut off for you. So it took one of my plates.
Yeah. Michael's first go. Testing out that bicep. DMO Vault says, you look like you're in the best shape I've ever seen.
Right now, I mean, I took pictures last night. Surprisingly, I was 249 strip this morning. At 1 a.m. Monday morning, I was 263
Yeah.
when we got back from Vegas. So, as long as I don't eat too bad between now and the end of Christmas, I'll start my weight cut for the arm that I have matched in.
So you just did cable pulls right arm. I got to break in. How'd that feel?
My left hurts more than my right because my elbow got damaged from Pablo.
Yeah.
Because my shoulder was what I was worried about. When he stopped the press and I came back out, got the position this way, really tweaked that inside elbow. This will be a test from the bicep.
Right there. Okay. Again, this is his maintenance weight, 150 pounds. If you were here in the beginning, he said when he was in his best form ever pulling Dave Chafee, 2019, he maxed out on this at, I think he said 230.
260.
260, okay. So it's 110 pounds less than what you used pulling.
Peak strength is that.
You peaked to that.
Yeah,
So we got 6 weeks to train now? No.
The match is 4 weeks from Saturday.
4 weeks from Saturday? Holy shit, Michael Todd.
30 days out.
You got 3 weeks of training?
Yeah.
Dang it. We got a shout out from Phil Woody. Great to see you guys. Been a minute. Awesome. The monster back at it. Love the guys. Have a great Christmas. So he's doing BFR training, Phil. That's supposed to help with the healing as well. He did have an ultrasound again on his bicep yesterday or day before yesterday? Yesterday. And they said everything looks good. Everything looks healed. They wanted Michael to go ahead and start testing it out. Their concern was that the stem cells are like baby cells. So they were concerned about the tensile strength of the bicep tendon. But everything that we've read and what we have seen is that 29 days after getting the stem cells, they're supposed to reach full maturation. So hopefully we're going to be good and everything's going to be good. But I'm not going to lie, I'm a little nervous while he's doing this workout. It's a little left arm. So the match is 4 weeks from this coming Saturday.
Yeah,
but you're pulling in 2 weeks.
2 weeks from Saturday.
Michael, that's like zero time to train. I think we need to skip that.
No, I'm definitely going. My quest starts when my quest starts. I'm not changing anything. I've had a plan from day one.
Logan Aaron, what is the best way to lose weight and not lose muscle mass at the same time? Racing Bros, the match is Unger Bayev in East versus West 6. January 21st, yeah. Best way to lose weight is to be sure and not lose muscle mass is to be sure that you're giving your muscle enough protein. Protein is the building blocks of muscle, and that you're also training. That helps with muscle density. Biggest problem that people make, or biggest problem people have when they're cutting weight is, glad to see you're back at it, performance enhancing pancakes. Best thing when you're, or worst mistake, I'm sorry guys, I'm under the weather, so my brain is very swimmy. Worst mistake people make when they're dropping weight is they cut all calories, and they need to be sure that they're feeding the body the protein that it needs.
My entire cut from 293 to 6 months to 243 was on between 3,000 and 3,500 calories a day.
Yeah.
So I just make sure I fed my body and train correctly, treat my body like an athlete. My body got more efficient at burning calories as fuel, you know.
Okay, Performance Enhancing Pancake says, by the way, do not get a hair transplant. I was definitely wrong on that one. What's that coming from?
I wanted to get one. You know, I mean, it looked like it worked for Matt Mask. Like, I think his hair looks good, doesn't it?
But is he stronger?
Oh, yeah, he does. Mine might be weaker.
Can MMT still feel his fingers that was numb for 15 years after his stem cell? Okay, so that's what's weird, is that he has continued to have tingling sensations, like stuff is waking up there. Oh, he said he thought it would work for Matt, but then Sanders defeated him with his superior hair. Eric Beasy, he's not necessarily dropping back to heavyweight. Michael can be whatever weight he wants to pull. Now, he will spend most of the year around the heavyweight.
Around that 242 weight.
Around the 242 weight because of his quest for 100 first place awards. If he's lighter, he can pull multiple classes. He'll pull heavyweight and super heavyweight.
So, haven't made this public.
Sorry, guys. I got a call.
Are you following us home?
Someone mentioned here having a stomach bug. I don't have a stomach bug. I've got, my chest feels like I'm breathing through cotton.
My intention is to keep my weight close to that 242, you know. Possibly cut to 231 for some IFA stuff.
Hey, let's not talk about what you talked about.
Don't?
No.
Well, I'm going to talk about the future.
Okay.
Just the way this year looked.
Mm-hmm.
Once I hit my quest for 100, which could happen as early as the end of August, if I hit as many events as I need to.
Tell him how many events you got scheduled.
34.
34 times, guys. 34 events that he's pulling in. And those aren't 34 super matches. That's 34 tournaments.
With multiple weight classes and everything.
Multiple weight classes. So it's not like he's just going to pull one guy 5 times. No, he's pulling multiple people.
There's certain Denise events and women events that I can pull 242s, right and left. Supers, right and left. 40 and over, right and left. After June 12th, 50 and over, right and left. Potentially win overall, right and left. And after, if I win all 8 classes, and you enter 2 classes, that's 100 points we win a team. So that's 11 first places in one event.
You see that? He's throwing me in the bus.
But I have to pull. It's a crazy amount of matches.
It's going to be an interesting year.
Oh, it's crazy. Hang on, I'll talk to him in a minute.
Is this round 3?
I'm finishing up.
Oh.
Finishing 4.
Do you think 3 weeks are enough to prepare for East versus West 6?
Yes. I'm always in shape. I just got to make sure my bicep holds up. I'm going to be pulling 34 events this year. They will not be peaking for events. My training will be events. I rest on Saturday, back and bicep on Sunday, chest and tricep on Monday, shoulders Tuesday, legs Wednesday, rest Thursday, Friday, repeat.
Y'all, I'm telling you, I'm watching with like bated breath, and the weights just clanked. Scared me just a little bit.
Right?
Uh-huh. Only way he could pull lightweight, guys, is if we cut his legs off. Yeah, you do. Tenderness? Okay.
Right, feels like a lot of tenderness in my left elbow.
Yeah. Six O Switcheroo says, LOL, no way Mike's doing lightweight. Steve Theriault, I'm not sure how you say your last name, says, don't burn yourself out, monster.
What are you talking about? I haven't trained in 9 weeks.
Talking about your tournament schedule.
Oh, no, it's what it is. It's just what it is. I said I was going to do it, I'm going to do it. 10 minutes, 53 seconds.
You're done. He could take a really big hit of helium right now, right before weigh-ins. It's not the results. It's not in the results I checked. Oh, that's funny.
Right, so, here we go. So the plan.
Really?
You want me to sit down there?
Yeah.
Can you put the stand down?
Yeah. He just stood in front of me, or sat in front of me, guys, and just wanted me standing here holding this. This is what we're going to do right here.
So, 249 this morning. Like I said, I was 263. Oh, Monday at 1 a.m. We got home. Sunday night, essentially morning 1 a.m. Still on the scales, 263. Had a lot of water retention from cheating in Vegas, Giordano's. 252 yesterday, 249 today. So, strip morning weight, 249. I'm gonna cheat tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Which puts me back in the ballpark of probably 258 Monday morning, December 26th. I'm pulling January 7th as my first event for Quest for 100. I'm gonna make 242s. So that'll be, get rid of the water weight, 3 or 4 days, I'm back down to that 248, 249. And then just low carb leading into that, come in where I don't have to cut water or anything to make 242s on the 6th. Compete in multiple classes on the 7th, come back home, train the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th. 14th will be my last workout. Low carbing will most likely be happening all week. And then leave out on Tuesday, arrive in Istanbul on Wednesday. And then make the final cut in the sauna so I can make weight in. Defeat Angerbayev. Come back home. Actually go to Amsterdam. Belated anniversary celebration from this year that kept getting pushed, right? Spend a few days there, enjoy some cheap food. Essentially about 4 or 5 days of just indulging whatever we want to have. And then get back home, back at it, hardcore, right? So my next event will be February 11th, 18th, 25th, Arnold Classic, Covington, Kentucky.
Are we going through all the... we're not going
Hattiesburg,
through all the-
Mississippi. Hey, you're not involved in this. It's
Hey,
me.
stop it. I got to
You
read
were
some
wrong.
stuff.
Oh,
Tamar McCoy, how are your pull-ups looking? We're not doing
I'm
pull-ups.
not about to test the pull-up yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I believe the bicep will hold up, but I'm not willing to try that yet. I'm gonna find out in 16 days, 17 days when they say go, if my bicep will hold up. I'm not even gonna pull cord between now and then. But that's it. I'm gonna pull all the way through March 25th. Maybe the first. I got a 5th grandchild on the way at some point. Point being, my weight's gonna stay around that 242. I'll make 231s at IFA Nationals. Pull 31 right and left, open, Masters right and left, Grandmasters right and left, try to win 6 national titles at that event. But the point is, I'm gonna win 100 first places in 2023. Hopefully I do all that as the reigning light heavyweight East versus West world champ. After I successfully win 100 first places, I believe I will have already done that by the end of August. Rebecca and I are looking at going to IFA Worlds in Malaysia. That's the event where I'm thinking about going. We've never been to Malaysia. I want to go. Rebecca will be back on the table competing at these events. She figured, hey, if I'm going to be traveling with you in those ladies divisions, I might as well win her. So she's actually going to start arm wrestling training, which she had
I was not going to talk about that. You don't get to
Oh.
talk about what I'm doing.
Okay. Hey, she's not going to do any of that? Point being, go to that World Championships in the qualified class that I did, 231s. And once I get back, like it's easy for me to be 260. And I'm still 260 with abs. Like I was 263 the other day. Still had abs.
Hey,
What?
Justin King says, if you want your first chance at a first place, I'll put my rock, paper, scissors title on the line and meet you in Bowling Green before your tournament.
There we go. Let's roll. But yeah, so the point is, once I come back from Malaysia, I'm going to slowly bulk up. Now, what that means is I will be the most ripped I've ever been in my life this year. Because it'll be the lightest I've been in a decade, right? And then I'll slowly bulk up 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, probably peak around 70. As soon as I start losing conditioning, that's gonna be it. And then we'll just go from there. I mean, like I said,
What is the point of this story?
people, I'm on live. Fuck, I didn't know I was going live. You told me I was going live. I'm talking about my shit. That's what's going on. I haven't told people about anything for a long time. So I don't have any particular people in mind. But to say, oh, Michael's a heavyweight, Michael's a light heavyweight, whatever. I will only cut weight for my quest for 100, a national title, an East versus West world title, or a title defense. Outside of that, I weigh what I weigh. I'm arm wrestling the person. I'm not arm wrestling a weight. Moving forward, if I get opportunities to defend, if I beat Angarbayev and get opportunities to defend, will I accept? If it does not conflict with my quest for 100 schedule, absolutely. But 2023 is going to be an exciting year. 2022 did not work out the way I thought. I lost a couple, won some good ones, but it was a fun year. We had a lot of fun. We started the Monster Factory, which was cool. People enjoyed it. Everyone who showed up, John Brazil showing up here and saying it was the most fun he's ever had in an event was cool. The VIPs said this is the best weekend of their lives, some of them. And so we had a good year. 2023 is the year that I come back out and I get back to having fun. You know, no expectations to anyone other than me. Like, I'm doing this for me. I want to go tournament arm wrestle. I want to win 100 first places. No one else has suggested I do this. This is all on me.
We got Devin's forearm in the chat. Hey, how you doing? White Wolf.
Yeah.
Phil Woody. We got our good moderators on. Guys, doing a great job.
This quest for 100, I'm not sure. I know I'm gonna be the most fit, athletic, strongest, fittest I can possibly be as a 50-year-old professional athlete. And we'll see what happens. But nothing's out of the question. Nothing is impossible. So we'll see what happens.
So tell us how you feel. How's the arm feel after that workout? Folks are just tuning in, and
It looks pretty good. Bicep feels fine. Like
Benji Mack is another great arm wrestler. Just saying, moderator. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, arm feels fine. Like I said, I tested it at Monster Factory. There's a few people that are arm wrestled. Rebecca didn't know. She's like, "What are you doing?"
You did what?
You knew about it. I told you about it afterwards. About 3 days before Monster Factory, I sat up on the table with Corey and just back pressured about 50%. Bicep felt good. I have had soreness, but I think it's because I haven't done anything for 7-8 weeks at the time, and then I started doing some stuff, and it caused muscle soreness. I don't think there's any tendon pain anywhere. I think the fact that I have feeling back in my fingers and tingling and sensation happening, I think that stem cells are doing more than just healing the tendon. I think it's getting into the joint integrity and helping that. Maybe releasing some of the pressure on some of the nerves. I can't tell you what it's doing.
Hey, Fancy White Soldiers has a question.
What you got?
How do you train your press? I realized yours is very good versus Toddzilla.
Okay, so I used to be a presser. When I started arm wrestling 32 and a half years ago, I was a presser.
Actually, cover that because someone also back in the chat said, can you hook or can you top row? They haven't seen them do that. Obviously, they don't know that your main move is an open top row. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm primarily a top rower now. I can't supinate past here, so securing the hook is difficult if someone's trying to go outside. If someone's hitting me in a hook, I can hit a hook. There's a while there, and y'all seen how strong Corey's hook is, that I could ready go blast Corey in a hook. But it's only if he was initiating a hook. If he tried to go outside, he'd stop me. So I can't supinate and secure a hook, but if we go into a hook, I'm capable of hooking. But my entire arm wrestling setup is a top roll. It's cracking your wrist back. I mean, I don't know what people think a top roll is. The top roll is high knuckle, back pressure, pronation. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be here to do a top roll. You can be anywhere you want to do a top roll. So I'm all outside arm wrestling mainly, and that's due to lack of range of motion, to injuries. But my press, I've always been a presser. And I believe people are like, oh, is that an advantage? Your arm not straightening? I'm like, no, it's a horrible disadvantage because it won't come back here. If my right arm would come as far back as my left, I think I'd shoulder press right back and go, how much faster is it to make this position than that one? It takes so much longer for me to get hit this, someone can hit me out. If I could just go right on top of my right arm like that, I think I'd grab pretty much everybody, shoulder pressing, because my strength is there. I've got a lot of power in the press. But how you work it, it's a pec deck. It's just downward pressure to move your hand, chopping down, and just being extremely explosive. I'm blessed to be a guy who has a lot of explosive strength, but also have really good endurance. And I don't think it's that I have really good endurance because I'm made to have really good endurance. I think I have really good endurance because I hate losing. So I would just suffer longer, you know? I think basically I'm an explosive person, hence the box jumping on arm wrestling tables, jump spin kicks. I think I'm naturally an explosive person who just hates losing.
Clarks wants to know, Pablo versus Jagger's lefty, who wins?
Styles make matches. It's a good one. I don't think I put my best foot forward versus Pablo, and I will redeem that match numerous times in 2023 because I'm going to run into this dude a bunch at that 242, 231 weight class. How long is it going to take me before I get the win? Who knows? I think stylistically, he's a person that I can beat more than I would lose to. Jaggers is another person who has a stronger hand than me, meaning he can take top rollers and force them in a hook.
I want to move this closer to you.
Yeah, I can't take top rollers and force them in a hook, but I believe those same people who can take top rollers and force them in a hook that I cannot, I can blast them in the shoulder press. So I think a lot of people, stylistically, I'm a problem for because of my shoulder press. Now, if you have enough back pressure, you have enough, confidence in your bicep, like Pablo did the other day. And I think if I would have been more explosive, under different circumstances, Mata could have flashed him round one. And I think if I would have flashed him round one, I would have got the opportunity to beat the chest, celebrate. There'd been a confidence swing. Me missing not getting the finish in round one, I think took a little bit off of me. I was like, oh shit. Because, there's a lot of mental in arm wrestling. He was a better man that day. Couldn't take anything from him. Strong as shit. He looked amazing against Paul Lynn. I don't think that helped my confidence much either. I was like, oh shit, So Pablo's a bad dude. Love the guy. Awesome. Can't wait to compete against him many, many times this year.
Michael Cameron says, wow, you're huge.
Okay, so the funny thing is, so far, because of the tour last year, and we're so public now, we go so many places and so many people recognize us. Rebecca keeps wanting someone to say, oh, I thought you'd be bigger, like Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze. And every time we meet somebody, like, oh my God, dude, you're way bigger in person. I'm like, yeah, because you always see me around other big people. Like you see me next to Corey. I don't look that big next to Corey. You see me against tall people, Alex, Devin, whoever. See me standing next to Levon. I don't look as big. You see me in person. 6'3", anywhere from 240, 260, 270, whatever. I'm bigger than the average guy, so it's kind of funny when people see me in person. The first comment is always, wow, you're way bigger in person.
Always.
Every single time.
Always.
But what else you got, babe? Am I just answering questions now?
Well, I'm looking.
Hope everybody's having a wonderful holiday season. I'm excited about this week. Our hot tub is coming either this week or first of next week. My cold plunge from Plunge will be here in the next 2 to 3 weeks, hopefully. I've got a new partnership with a cool equipment company that I'll announce once the first piece of equipment shows up. But man, just blessed with opportunities. Nine Line Apparel, Redcom One, everybody's just been really good to me. McHenry Excavating, awesome people.
Angel Duzzy Sr. says, MMT, is your only doubt in East versus West your health? Because it's certainly not your skills, boss.
Yeah, listen, people who doubt my ability on the table are just looking at, well, and maybe they just don't like me, because anyone who's in the sport, any one of my peers will talk about how versatile I am, what I'm capable of, where my strengths are at. The biggest thing going into Andre Bio is I don't think he's, honestly, everybody's like, he's so explosive, he's got such a, I'm like, dude, I'm really explosive. People don't think I'm explosive as I am. And I do believe at a lot of weight I'm more explosive than I have been as a super heavyweight. I don't think he knocks me out of center on the hit. I think we slip in the strap. I think at best we stalemate in the center of the table. My wrist does not get compromised. My riser does not get compromised. He keeps hitting for position. I keep containing. The biggest concern is, do I trust my bicep? Because so much of it, it's like, okay, so my left arm blew apart 12 years ago. Took me 9 more months, 10 more months before I went to my first competition. First match I went outside, got beat, and I was like, screw it. If it breaks, it breaks. I'm going into press. I'm not losing it. And I drove into press, and I beat the guy 5-1. And, but there's that degree of, do you trust it, right? Anderson Silva, when he leg kicked Chris Weidman and his shin broke and his leg folded back. How long was it before he felt comfortable throwing a shin kick again, throwing a leg kick? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of mental. So do I believe my bicep will hold up? If I trust my bicep will hold up, because used to, ready to go, boom. If I catch you here,
hang on just a second.
I'm looking at the crowd, shaking my head. Hey,
Somebody's wanting to see me. Sorry guys, I'm off
that's
camera.
my wife. She's
I'm
sick.
under the weather.
Yeah.
I am not.
I was like, "Are we filming?
No.
Are you getting ready for camera?" She's like, "No."
I got my pajama shirt on.
Yeah. But yeah, I used to just catch, and I'd look at the crowd like, "Oh, it's over," because I mean, I knew that there was nothing going to happen to that bicep. Once this injury occurred, the funny thing is, the initial injury happened when I took a fall in the UK and landed my arm wrong. It wasn't from arm wrestling. It got worse from arm wrestling. Eventually had the tear during an arm wrestling match. But the initial injury was from a fall. 260 pounds falling on my arm and me catching it the wrong way, right? And that's what, for so long in my life, I've tucked and rolled, like, because I know that this thing doesn't straighten and a fall could be bad. But yeah, that's it. And belief.
Phil Woody dropping a super chat. Exciting 2023 Monster Marathon Shore record breaker.
Oh, definitely. So in 2001, I had a sponsor and I competed in 35 events, and I can't remember exactly how many awards I won, but it's over 110 awards, but only like 92 first places. So I talked to Leonard Harkless yesterday, and he doesn't believe John Brzezinski ever won 100, because he would win 5 events at 5 divisions at an event, but he wouldn't arm wrestle, every other week. He'd arm wrestle once a month or whatever. And whenever he went, he'd be on for 2-3 months and wouldn't do anything for a couple months. So he doesn't believe, and there's no proof that anyone has ever won 100 first places in a year. I don't believe it's ever been done. I think I was the closest in 2001. I think Tim Lewis used to compete a lot. Like, he probably did as many tournaments as I did, 35 events in a year, but he didn't win them all. See, that's the difference. Winning, I can easily go get 100 awards. I can easily get 100 awards. There's no doubt. I can enter every division and at least take second or third, right? There's no way I can't go to a tournament and not finish that high. Winning 100
pause just a minute.
Places is going to be difficult.
Pause just a minute, because that's what people are saying. The tournaments that you're going to, they're like, that's just a practice for him. There might be like one good guy, but it's a cumulative effect.
Let's just say,
because you're training every week.
Let's say week 1, not this first event, because 2 weeks later is on goodbye, but let's just say February 11th. Say I show up February 11th, and I pull 242s right and left, supers right and left, masters right and left, grandmasters right and left, and then overall right and left. That's 10 divisions, right? Or 8 divisions and 2 overalls. Well, then I train on Sunday, I train on Monday, I train on Tuesday, I train on Wednesday, I rest Thursday, Friday, then I'm in Alabama State February 18th. Well, Alabama State's got BJ Fakakis, strong guys, Ron Backus, there's a bunch of strong guys, right? I'm saying if Dave Chafee shows up in supers, Jerry Caderet shows up in super, Marshall Bosa shows up at 242s, that's a difficult event for me to win multiple classes, right? The tier just below me, if I pull them 2 weeks back to back, I should probably be able, but by weeks 4 or 5, it might be 2 tiers below me that I'm able to continue to beat. The tier just below me, after me pulling every week for 3 or 4 weeks, might beat me, right? 2023 is your chance to beat me. If you want to get a win on Michael Todd and put me on your mantle as a victory, find me in 2023, because I'm competing all the time. I'm not hiding from anybody. I'm everywhere. Some events will tell you where we're going to be at. Some events we're going to let you guess where we're going to be at, right?
Hey, flat balls. Sorry about that. Flat balls.
Sorry. Hate that for you.
Flat balls 2094. Mike, do you think the injury will change your approach to training or mindset before pulls, or are you hoping to pick up where you left off ASAP? He actually, if you're just tuning in, Flat Balls, he actually just finished his very first back workout using spinning handles that really worked his bicep and BFRs. So go ahead.
Yeah, so here's the deal. I am going back. Now, I love powerlifting. I've really enjoyed this year since March, working with Brandon Allen. I haven't done any deadlifts since I tore my bicep. Rebecca's afraid for me to do deadlifts. She just thinks I'm putting unnecessary stress on my bicep tendons. I love doing deadlifts though, because I like moving heavy weight. I can't really bench because I have my left shoulder, the subscapularis is completely torn off the bone, 1.5 centimeters retracted, and the supraspinatus is partially torn. Now I got stem cells in both those, but there's no way this is reattaching when it's completely torn off the bone. Squatting last Monday. So 9 days ago, on my 451 squat, I went to 518, 573. After that, on a 451, something popped in my right shoulder. I got really scared because I'm like, oh shit, did I just tear something in my right shoulder? Fortunately, I feel fine. But I can't really bench heavy. I like benching heavy. I used to be I had a 520 bench at one time. When Rebecca and I got together in 2013, I went into D1 fresh out of nothing, just did a 501, just worked up, hit 501. The best I've done since then was a 480 bench, and then the very next set, when I went to go rep 405 for 8 reps, I tore my pec on rep 3, and that was in 2016. Since then, I haven't went over 465. I would like to get a big bench again. Right now, I can't really bench. I enjoy squatting. I enjoyed being in the powerlifting gym at BMF and Cabot with all those. I had a 573 squat last week, and the next lightest squat was 672. 99 pounds heavier than me was the next weakest dude, right? So being around that type of strength motivates me. I don't have to be the strongest guy in the gym. I like being the weaker guy, so it pushes me. It motivates me. It inspires me. But I'm probably just going back to what works. I'm probably just going, now I want to squat, and I will continue to squat. And I do have some new things I'm buying for the gym, which are going to be ridiculous. And that's just me being an athlete, right? But I'm going back to what worked. Preparation before 2018, WAL 406, before WAL 503, before WAL 506. And that's exactly what I've done. High volume, BFR, spinning handles, bicep triceps. That's the circuit I did today. At this point, sometime this year, I will do that 260 circuit again. I will do the heaviest 30 rep bicep tricep circuit I've ever done. I will surpass my previous best in my training. And all that tells me is that is the strongest version of me in training ever. Will that translate to table? Hopefully so. But yeah, so.
Devin's forearm is glad to hear that you are healing. He says, so good to hear, man. Keep the healing going.
Appreciate it.
Avatar Magnet says, you need powerlifting when you're healed. That will take you over the top. We need you back full speed.
Yeah, I'm not going to try any deadlifts until I've tested the bicep. Once the bicep is fully intact and I know that there's no way anything's going to pop off, then I'll probably go back to doing some deadlift. I want to have a 700-pound deadlift. I want to have a 700-pound squat. Obviously I need to hit a 600-pound squat first, but I would love to do those things. I'd love to compete at 50 and over 242 division next year, since I'm going to be light in a powerlifting event and win a first place powerlifting meet. If you get me a 650 squat, 650 deadlift, that's 1,300. I've never not benched 405. That's a 1,700 pound total. That's a good total for a 50 plus guy, 242 weight. So who knows? Yeah, it's been rough not being able to train. It's really been rough not being able to train. I had some depression as soon as the injury happened. I was pretty fucked up. Dealt with it though. I came out of it okay. Had Rebecca there supporting me, so that was cool.
You just started squatting heavy.
Started squatting heavy.
That's what you did.
I could squat once a week. But I made it through. It gave me a different something to shoot for, something else. I came across the guys at BMF, got to go up there and train with those guys, squat heavy, those guys. It got me through the time where I couldn't do what I wanted to do. At the end of the day, arm wrestling is always going to be a part of my life. I'm in my 33rd year of competing. September was 32 years from my first ever competition ready to go, right? So that's 32 years and 3 months ago. I will never not arm wrestle, but my core is just being the best athlete I can be. My core is just being the best version of me I can be.
Phil Woody wants to know if any cardio is happening. He'd like to see you running, because you said you were going to run.
I ran for a couple of days, and then I just quit. I think I just couldn't do it. I was still kind of depressed when I started, because that was immediately after the injury. And I just couldn't stay focused, I couldn't make the running happen. And then I really quit doing cardio altogether. My bouncing around was so minimal. To make 231s, Ron Gabayev, I'll have to increase my cardio. I bought a machine that's coming tomorrow. Did I tell you it's being delivered tomorrow? So it's gonna be something I'm incorporating into my circuits. So imagine.
Wait a minute, Devin's forearm says, wait, didn't cardio cause the injury? Hiking?
Yeah, let's quit that shit. But so I'm gonna incorporate some morning circuits that will be very wrist rolls, wrist rolls, probably cable pulls and battle ropes with wall balls, and then this new machine that I got coming, which I will do a thing on that when it comes in. It's something I've wanted for like a decade, ever since the first time I saw one. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta have one of those. And they marked them down on this site. I'm like, yep, I'm buying it. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. It'll be fun. Like we could just do a live one day of me and Corey doing this back to back, back to back, back to back. And that'd be hilarious. I mean, how long would we go? How many times do you think we could do that, honey? If Corey's on one side and I was on the other, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Flipping the tire?
I haven't told him what it is yet.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but
that's what's arriving tomorrow?
yeah.
Oh, I'm not excited about that. I thought it was going to be the other thing.
Oh, the other thing hasn't. Maybe it shipped, maybe it hasn't shipped. I messaged the guy earlier. He's like, man, I'm sorry, dude. I may have to get back with you on Monday. Most people are off for the holidays. Sometimes when I send out stuff, there's no emails, there's no anything, there's no tracking. He's like, it may show up before the weekend. Maybe next week. Yeah, that's what you want. That's your station that you're looking forward to. But yeah, the other one comes tomorrow. The guy messaged me today and he's like, yeah, I don't know, you have this coming and it's 400 pounds. I'm like, yep, that's what it is. So they'll deliver that tomorrow. But yeah,
White Wolf dropping a super chat.
What's up, White Wolf?
Michael, I want to see you go out and start smashing the crap out of the Europeans. Best of luck in 2023. Merry Christmas and a healthy New Year to both of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, listen, Angerbayev and I messaged back and forth. He said it's an honor to get to pull a legend like me, and I'm honored to get to pull him. He's the reigning champ. It's exciting. He is a very impressive young man. He's from Kazakhstan. They're all amazing, right? So this is not I'm going to go down to 105 and I'm just going to automatically win the world title. This is going to be a test. It's going to be a big test. But I think I'm up for it. I think that even though I'm coming off the injury, I think I'll be mentally ready. I'll be physically ready. I'll make the weight cut healthy. I'll rehydrate. I won't be huge after I rehydrate. But I'm going to look really good. And then it's just taking a different approach. Like each time I've been to East versus West, the 2 times I've been there, the first time I didn't go down. Like I stayed in my room. Like, cause I was so focused, I had to win. Cause I had catch so much shit from that loss to Devin that I was like, oh, I've got to redeem myself, right? And then I put too much pressure on myself to win. And then I pulled Gennady and my preparation wasn't good. I didn't do what I normally would do in preparation.
So what you're saying is you were not who you needed to be to win that day.
Absolutely not. He was the stronger guy that day, and he arm wrestled better than I did. Yeah. The Rivas match, I stayed down there and watched. Like I went and watched because I felt like I needed to be in the environment. Still just chilling, not being anybody's corner, not doing anything, just waiting for a match. And I did great round 1, and then I didn't listen to my corner, and I got overconfident and thought that I could do the same thing again without referee's grip, without strap, and I ended up getting into a war. This time I'm gonna work Gorilla's corner. I'll probably be in Paul Lynn's corner. I'm just gonna be at the event having fun. I'm gonna be at the event enjoying the experience. And when it's time for me to arm wrestle, you're probably gonna see you're gonna see that guy come back. I've been real. I think it's weird because I think I've been really monotoned prior to when they announce my name, whatever. And I'm gonna tell you why. I don't think I've ever told you this. Out of fear, what if I do lose? What if I come out over the top, just and then I don't perform? If I'm not the previous version of me that was killing everybody. It's kind of like showing up, expecting to win, being very, braggadocious. I'm gonna win and then lose, right? I didn't want my character to show that coming out. I just wanted to keep the energy in. I'm a guy that's got to let the energy out, I think. I'm a guy that's got to come out, and when they announce my name for the match, I got to let that emotion out. So I believe right now, 4.5 weeks out, that's how the event's going to go. I'm going to be in the corner for Gorilla, watching him compete. I'm going to be there at Paul Lynn. I'm going to enjoy the experience. And when it's time for me to arm wrestle, I'm going to show up.
This is Megatron. He says, will you still face Sanders? He is heavier and a WAF champion also. And remember, he did call you out. Just a little backstory on that. It wasn't really just a natural call out.
Yeah, Ingen had asked him if he would pull me.
Yeah, that discussion was already happening.
Yeah, and I'm running from no one. Like, there's no, but am I excited about pulling Sanders? If I win the if I win the East versus West 105 kg world title, is my next match pulling Sanders outside of the 105 weight class just to pull Sanders? Absolutely not. Zero interest whatsoever. It's either defend the title against John Brzezinski if he beats Irakli, or go take the heavyweight title from Devin. Or a proving match. I'm happy and proud of Sanders for winning the WF Worlds. The kid's a very impressive arm wrestler. But my priorities for 2023 is quest for 100. It's either quest for 100 or a title defense at the East versus West for the light heavyweight, or a chance at the heavyweight world title versus Devin. Or if they offer me a super heavyweight, I probably wouldn't jump to super heavyweight until after the 100's over.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Khaled called me out. You didn't see me jump on that match, right? Sanders was offered a match with me by Ingen. Would you be willing to pull Michael Todd? He said yes. After he beat Sanders.
Which you also said yes
as well. After he
Okay.
pulled Matt Mask, my name was the one that he called out. Awesome. Great kid. Probably could be a great match. But no interest unless there's something more. Like if he goes and beats Devin and becomes a heavyweight champ, yes, I want to pull him. But like I said, my priority is not East versus West. I am going to East versus West with the intention of becoming the heavyweight world champion. My priority is fulfilling what I said I was going to do back in July of last year, which is win 100 first places in 2023. So that's the goal.
I cannot say your name. Last name, Kula Thantili. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. I already bought the pay-per-view primarily to see your match versus Angarbayev. Please do not get injured before the event.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is, it's so funny because I get comments because I did the mechanical bull, and I wanted to do a mechanical bull my entire life. It was free and there was no line.
But you wouldn't ice skate with me.
I wasn't gonna ice skate now. I'm prone to falling, right? I just knew there was a lot of padding around that mechanical bull, but I wanted to do a mechanical bull ride my entire life. It was free and there was no line, and I thought this is good for social media. But don't get hurt, don't do this, don't do that. Listen, I'm not gonna not live my life out of fear of getting hurt. I'm gonna do the things that I wanna do because it's my life. I got one shot at this thing. I'm gonna have the best life I possibly can. And hopefully not get injured. I never have any intention of getting injured. I don't feel like I'm reckless in the way I approach life. I just feel like I'm passionate about enjoying life. But yeah, I'm gonna pull 2 weeks before I pull Angarbayev because that's the first leg of my quest for 100. And that's gonna be my first test on the right arm. Will it hold up? And so they say go, I'm hitting as hard as I can.
Gizmo wants to know who you got, Chance or Blue?
Oh, I think Chance is gonna kill him. Now I'm always a Ryan. I drink the fucking Ryan Bowen
Kool-Aid
every single time. And then I watched a little bit of him being very good against Lachlan. I just can't see him beating Chance. I mean, he beat Chance when Chance was much smaller. He beat Chance when Chance was not near as strong, when Chance hadn't been doing a strength training program. I think Chance is the real deal. Chance is a very strong young man. Yeah, I think Chance is going to kill him.
White Wolf says John versus Angarbayev. John seemed off that day. He was recovering from a bug, but it seemed it was affecting his transition into his press. Your transition into the press has to be 100% spot on.
Maybe. I think I cracked his hand. I think I have the superior riser. I think I have superior pronation. And I think I cracked his hand. It may not be the first round. I mean, I think it will be I think it'll crack and it'll eventually be a bent wrist press he has to try to apply. Now, will I be able to pin from an open position? Probably not. I will probably have to transition, but it won't be a rushed transition. It'll be a perfectly timed transition.
Has to be. Okay, so I want to get into that because you talked about when you arm wrestled Gennady, and then you talked about when you arm wrestled Rivas. And this is something that we have talked about before because you've been known, even Saplinkov said that you had a very high table IQ, one of the highest that he's arm wrestled, yet you didn't seem to apply it in those matches. Are you going to be thinking your way through these matches?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Gennady match, I was somewhat bewildered by the fact that the referee, who is a Kings mover, would not allow me to get a tight strap. I had not practiced a loose strap. And I never pulled the strap down. I always had a high strap because I wanted it tight. And I wanted, when I cracked back with pronation and back pressure, that it cracks my wrist, but also cracks your wrist. With a loose strap, with a loose, high strap, I fall underneath you. And that's how I pulled Gennady. Rivas, I understood the strap was going to be looser, and I brought it down some. I posted harder, and that's why round one was so dominant. I didn't get the same setup the other rounds, and once the match stopped, a lot of it was I was like, how's this guy pressing me? Because he was pinning me so far on my side. It was only after that I realized that he was coming across the center, but they weren't calling that for some reason, whatever. But it wasn't really accounted for me at that point. Once he had my arm relatively stretched out, and his 6'6" frame laying, they say he's 6'4", he's way taller than 6'4", because look at Morzov 6'4", almost 6'5", and Rivas was significantly taller than him. They get the heights all messed up. But he gets that big frame laying on my arm. Once I'm here, it's very difficult to get bumped back to this. I made some errors after that dominant first round. Like I said, I was a little bit too overconfident. And then I got the bleeding arm, my forearm pumped up, my hand pumped up. It was just a war, and he wedged in there really tight. So it's not that I didn't arm wrestle well. I don't think I arm wrestled well against Gennady. I think I got overconfident against Rivas. On Nurbayev, will I be thinking my way through the matches? Of course, I'm always thinking. It's just whether you can put to action what you're thinking, right? I'm hoping that there is no, like I hope he doesn't knock me out of position real early. If he puts me on my bicep real early, will I trust my bicep? I don't know. I have no idea. If he cracks me open and I'm out here trying to hold on to him in an open top rope Kings move, compromised, am I gonna trust him? I don't know. He's extremely explosive, so I'm hoping I match his explosivity in the setup on the hit. Worst case scenario, we stalemate in the center of the table, and it's a riser game, it's a back pressure game, it's a transition game. That's what I'm hoping for.
Damon Payne, you are in so much trouble. He says, Michael's right felt strong. Sorry, Rebecca. Michael ambushed me pre-Monster Factory 3. Apparently, you didn't hear my warning to everybody that they were...
It was before you gave the warning.
Ah, yeah.
Now, Micaiah heard the warning, and we waited until he left the room.
You still arm wrestled Micaiah?
I told you about that the next day. We sat up on the table on Sunday, and I back pressured with him. But yeah, so
you guys, I threatened to have people leave without their junk if they arm wrestled Michael right-handed because he was trying to get everybody killed.
Paul in like on the table setting up. Rebecca's like, "What?" And Paul's like, "What?" He's like, "Oh, you sandbagged me." It's so hard to be around. And then having poor performance left-handed, because left-handed, I was not optimistic. I just wanted to be on the card. I wanted a shot at the axe. I knew if I couldn't flash pin him in a press that I wouldn't trust my shoulder held up because I knew I had everything coming up this year.
Damon said he was not there for that, so he gets to keep his junk.
Yeah. But I wanted to get the flash pin in, I wasn't able to, and then I tried to fight a little bit, and I just, it's like, well, I can't let the shoulder come apart. When you know the tendon's completely detached, and you know that your muscles and everything else is holding it together, you're like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't risk it.
The Drew 24 said, I saw Leonidas and MMT grip up and loved Rebecca's reaction. I came from across
she did.
a long way.
Because we were just putting our hands on each other's shoulders and back pressure like this, because Leonidas, let me feel that, He did say it about gripping my hand. He said, your wrist feels like rocks. It's so rigid. I'm like, oh, thanks.
Super chat from Alexander Clark. Mike, has your approach to upcoming matches changed at all in comparison to your younger years? Also, how do you keep that fire burning still?
It has it's extinguished a few times. Like it's burnt out. And a lot of it is the social media hate. The backlash that you get for being who you are. Like, it's funny because some people play the heel. Like, they're being hated for a role that they're playing. I'm being hated for being me. Like, I'm being hated for the guy who's just passionate about his sport, loves his sport, loves to compete, wants to be the best version of himself, wants to test himself. And then you catch, hate for that. And I realize now the people who are doing the hate are people who really most likely have not accomplished much in their life, and they're trying to, belittle other people's accomplishments. That's fine, because I have a ton of supporters, right? I have a lot of people out there who lift me up and support me, and that's amazing. At the end of the day, I do this for me. I do this because I love it. The quest for 100 is something to reignite that fire. The quest for 100 is getting back to tournament format arm wrestling. The quest for 100 is getting back to traveling the United States with my best friend and enjoying this blessed life that we get to live. For me, I'm a trophy whore. So going out there and potentially winning 100 new first place awards that I have to find a place to hang them.
Because they're not going in my house.
Yeah, I have no place to hang them. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be fun, right? It's gonna be a good time. But yeah, it's exciting.
Gizmo wants to know what strongman has the best chance to make it to the top of arm wrestling.
I'm gonna say Brian Shaw just because of his sheer stature, frame, and hand strength. Thor picked up pretty well, and you could see the fire in his eyes when we were training there in Austin. He is not as strong in arm wrestling as Brian Shaw. Not, you know, but if he was passionate and consistent and put the time in, he has just as much potential as Brian would, in my opinion. And it's levers, it's giant. It's just, they're so big, they're so huge. I don't know who's gonna come out of the woodwork for arm wrestling. You know, arm wrestlers are a different breed. You have to go through a lot of pain to be good at this sport. No one's gonna come out of the blue and just be amazing, right? You're gonna have to tear your tendons down, you're gonna have to heal, you're gonna have to recover, you're gonna have to tear your tendons down, you're gonna have to recover. It's a process, right? But there are people out there that are really, really strong. The only way arm wrestling is gonna attract those people is if larger sponsors and bigger money gets involved. No one's gonna give up something that they're already getting paid good money for to come do something that you get paid shit for, you know?
Martin's Lisi's too, while we're at it, says
Martin's,
Devin's
yeah.
I
like Martins. Nice guy. He also trained with Old Haugen, who's got crazy grip strength. I was walking in the bathroom or walking out of the bathroom, and I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" You know, because at the Olympia, because he was doing arm lifting and
Oh, I didn't know he was
arm lifting and some sort of grip thing. But yeah, Martins has got good potential. Eddie was fun to do it. I just don't think he would, you know, and he's been around Neil Pickup for a long time. It's just watching him and Brian get on the table. There's such a gap between the two of those guys because Brian is so much bigger and so much tighter and so much longer, and he took away all of Eddie's leverage immediately. I don't think Eddie would be someone who would be willing to sacrifice what it would take to be great at arm wrestling.
Phil Woody, thanks for
Like
dropping that link to that playlist. He says, folks, check out Mr. and Mrs. UK Tour. Yes, it's all up now. We had a great time. I think it's 10 or 11 different videos, all short form, like 8 minutes, but we
had so much fun. That was such a fun time. It did throw us off our nutrition. You know, we just finished our 6-month transformation, and you know, you go there and you indulge for 2 weeks. Getting back on track has been difficult because you know, you're going into the holiday season. Life hits you, circumstances hit you. We were people who are emotional eaters, and you know, the injury and other things make you like, screw it, let's eat pizza. I'm surprised we haven't eaten the last 2 days, you know, because we had the opportunity
haven't been
to.
well.
Yeah, we had the opportunity to.
Alexander Clark wants to know, have you seen it posted today? I mean, I know that we've had a very busy day, but I've just seen it posted today about Ingen planning for East versus West qualifiers.
Yeah,
what do you think about that?
that's cool. I don't know who they're trying to get. I mean, obviously, it's a certain. I didn't read it all.
Yeah.
I know the final event is going to be a John Zing Travis thing that they're doing. That's the final qualifier or something.
Yeah.
I saw that part. I know Paul Lynn's involved. James Reed's involved. I think Chance Shaw's involved.
Someone was asking, do you think that Travis will really make a comeback? He's been talking to Ingen apparently.
No.
And the
if
reason
he
why.
does, listen, if he does, what do we expect from him? Can the Travis of old left-handed compete with the left-handers out there today?
No.
It would be a strain in my opinion. Travis was an amazing arm wrestler, very gifted, very talented, grew up in arm wrestling. He is a phenomenal cheater. Like, he cheats better, as good as anyone. Devin would be the closest person to him as far as the ability to manipulate the setup and get what you want, and go before they go, and have to raise your knuckle over your opponent, and all the things that you know people train for now, which is weird. They train to have this amazing cheating setup versus getting stronger. And Devin, I mean, Travis was a master of that. And with the fact that East versus West is letting some things go, he might be able to get away with some of that stuff at East versus West and King of the Table, because they're kind of somewhat of a free for all as well when it comes to some of that stuff.
At the Monster Factory, there's no screwing around to
to
set
let
it.
that happen.
But could he beat someone like Warzone? Could he beat Corey?
I don't know. I don't think so. Because I don't think Corey's going to let him cheat the way he wants to cheat.
I don't know.
Right-handed, Travis was an amazing right-handed arm wrestler. The 2016 version of Travis that beat Dave Chaffee WL was the most impressed I've ever been with Travis Bacon in my life. And that was because that victory was in honor of his father who recently passed. And I was very proud of Travis at that moment when he had that amazing performance that day.
I don't think we'll ever see that version of Travis again. And I'm telling you, Travis's priorities, I mean, his son's doing amazing. His son's college football record holder and all that stuff's amazing. Travis is very focused on that. And I think Travis is lazy by nature. You know, if he can make more money doing something else, he's going to do something else.
Path of least resistance.
Yeah.
White Wolf dropping a super chat. And by the way, guys, if this shuts off, it's because my battery is getting low. And if so,
there you go.
we'll talk to you next time.
Yeah, right.
White Wolf drops a super chat about table IQ or Neil's tricky bastard scale. What do you feel is happening? Thinking and applying technique, engaging your brain, or instinctually reacting using your body, memory, and training like fighters?
Oh, I'm definitely instinctive. I'm not a very good instructor of arm wrestling. I can't really teach you what I do. I've gotten a lot better at being able to break down arm wrestling very easily
And to teach the new person technique very, very easy. To do all the things that I do, the micro movements and all that stuff, it's just, I've arm wrestled, I've done it so many times, it's just second nature to me. I just think in a couple of those matches, I was in my head a lot, you know, versus just doing what I naturally do. I was either trying to prove a point, trying to win in a way that, you know, wasn't advantageous, or I just made mental errors.
The Smo says, Corey West would absolutely obliterate Travis Badgett of today, even if he trains up.
Oh yeah, Corey West is special.
He is
Corey
special
West
as long as he stays injury
injury
free.
Like if Corey continues to progress,
Jolene Clark, it's getting cold.
he is the future of this world.
He is.
I mean, when I say that, I didn't say future of North American arm wrestling. I said he's the future of the sport.
If Corey stays injury free,
It's only a matter of time, in my opinion. And I think a lot of people agree with me on that.
Yeah.
Too bad, dude.
So, anyways, guys, we got to sign off because my phone is going to shut off. This was just an impromptu look.
Yeah, I had no idea we were doing this. I was like, are you gonna work out? I'm gonna do a workout. Because seriously, I got a minimal amount of time to be training. And I would have been training 2.5 weeks ago.
but I ended up getting the second round of stem cells 4 weeks ago yesterday. So I gave myself an additional 2 weeks of recovery and rehab before I got into some serious training. So the injury occurred 9 weeks ago tomorrow.
9 weeks ago tomorrow was the injury. 8 weeks ago yesterday was the first round of stem cells. 4 weeks ago yesterday was the second round of stem cells. I'm a big believer in regenerative medicine. VitaCell Biologics, use code Monster. Check those guys out.
And everyone.
855-696-CELL. 855-696-CELL. Check those guys out.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Enjoy time with your family. Don't get this bug that I have. And Happy New Year if we don't talk
I'm
to
sure
you
we'll
before.
talk to you guys again.
That would be next week.
Everybody's gonna see some of that.
All right, guys.
All right, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Click the bell for notifications.
Chat soon.